Stop prompting your AI. You're still typing every prompt by hand, but the best builders quietly stopped. In this video, you'll learn the 6 parts of loop engineering and build your first loop today. Stay to the end, watch it run on its own, 0 prompts. Starting with part 1, automations. This is the heartbeat. Right now, you're the one who starts the work. You open the laptop, you remember what needs doing, and you type one prompt after the other. Loop engineering takes those jobs off you. You set a schedule like every morning at 8, and the system wakes up on its own, looks at what changed and what needs to be done, and lines up all the work. The schedule is the automation. It turns a one-time run into a loop running on its own. Boris Cherny, the engineer who created Claude Code at Anthropic, said it plainly, quote, "I don't prompt Claude anymore. My job is to write loops." Another builder, Peter Steinberger, said it in one line, which blew up on Twitter, 5 million views in a day. Quote, "Stop prompting your agents. Start designing the loops that prompt them." Think of it like a robot vacuum. You don't push it around the house. You set a schedule and it runs the route by itself. But the second your loop wakes up more than one agent, they start bumping into each other. So part 2 keeps them safely apart. Part 2, Worktrees. Call these the lanes. Picture 2 agents working at the same time, both editing the same file. They overwrite each other, and now you've got a mess. A worktree gives each agent its own copy of the project to work in, its own lane. If you want more than one agent running, give each one a lane. Speed without lanes is a pileup. It's the same headache as 2 coders saving over each other's work. The good news, lanes come built into the tools now. You don't have to make them yourself. It's like a highway, 1 car, 1 lane. If you take away the lanes on the road and add a bunch more cars, you get a crash. The lines let every agent move fast and stay safe, so all your agents should have lanes. But they still guess at how your project works every single run. Part 3 fixes the guessing. Part 3, skills. This is your playbook. Every time an agent starts fresh, it forgets your rules. How you name things, the one mistake you never make twice. A skill is a small file where you write your rules down one at a time, once, and the agent reads it on every run. So you write it down once, and then the agent stops guessing every single run. It's the same idea in every tool, a plain file called skill.md. So you teach your AI agent one time, and it stays taught. It's like training a new hire with a written playbook, instead of explaining the whole job from scratch every single morning. Now your agents have lanes, now your agents have a playbook, but so far they only touch files. Part 4 in loop engineering gives them hands. Part 4, connectors. These are the hands. A loop stuck inside your files is fine, it's a tiny loop, but connectors plug your AI into the tools you actually use, your email, your issue tracker, Slack. Now your agent doesn't just talk about your tools, it reaches in and acts. Connectors are the difference between an AI saying, "Here's the fix, good luck," and a loop opening the pull request and pinging your team all by itself. They run on one shared standard. So a connector you set up in one tool works in the other. Before, your AI was a smart friend on the phone, yapping, giving you advice. But now it's a friend with a key to your house who comes in and cleans up and does the dishes. Your loop has hands. It can act in the tools you use. But here's the scary part. An agent grading its own work is too easy on itself. Part 5 is the fix, and it's the most important one. Part 5, subagents, the maker and the checker. When one agent writes the code and then checks its own work, it lies to you. Not on purpose. It's proud of what it made. So it says, "Looks good," and the fix is simple. You've split the job. So have one agent make the thing and have a second agent with different instructions try to tear it apart, criticize it, poke holes. Never let the agent who makes it be the same agent who checks it. The agent who built it is the worst one to grade it. This is how the run until done feature works under the hood. A fresh agent, not the one who wrote the code, decides if the work is truly finished. It's like an editor. The writer is too in love with their own words to catch their mistakes. A second set of eyes, paid to be harsh, catches what the first one talked itself into. Now you've got all 5 parts of loop engineering, but the loop forgets everything the moment a run ends. The last part is the one piece holding it all together. Part 6, memory, the notebook. Your AI forgets everything between runs. When you close the chat, it's a blank slate all over again. So memory cannot live in the chat. It lives instead on a plain file on disk or a board like Linear, and it holds what's done and what's next. The agent forgets, but it's all there in your notebook. So tomorrow's agent's running picks up exactly where today's agent stopped. It sounds too simple to matter, but it's the trick that every long-running agent depends on. Without it, your loop starts from 0 every single time. It's like a shared whiteboard for a night shift. The morning crew doesn't redo last night's work. They read the board and keep going. Now we have 6 parts all in place. Now watch what happens when you let them run together. So here's your loop fully built. At 8 in the morning, the automation wakes up. It reads last night's broken tests in your code, your open issues, the new changes you've made, and writes them all into the notebook. For each problem worth fixing, it opens a fresh lane and sends one agent to write the fix. A second agent tears the fix apart, looks for other bugs it may have created, and checks it against your playbook. The connectors open the pull request and update the ticket in GitHub, Jira, or Linear. Anything the loop cannot handle lands in your inbox for you for manual review. And look at what you did. You built it one time. You prompted none of those steps. It ran the whole night while you slept. This is loop engineering. Developer Adi Osmani gave it the name. You stop being the person who prompts the agent. You become the person who designs the agent system instead. Now, before you go build 10 loops and disappear, this is really important. A loop does not delete you from the work, and 3 problems get worse, not better. First, checking is still your job. A loop running alone without verification is also a loop making mistakes alone. Andrej Karpathy, who ran AI at Tesla and co-founded OpenAI, said it right. Even when AI writes code, quote, I'm still the bottleneck. I have to make sure this thing isn't introducing bugs. So a loop is only as smart as your ability to review it. Writing the loop is the easy part. Writing the verification step, the check, is your job. Second, your understanding rots if you let it. The faster the loop ships code you didn't write, the wider the gap between your code base and what you understand. On Hacker News, there's a lot of discussion on this. One of my favorite replies was this: when you build this way and you stop understanding your own system, that's when you're too comfortable. When the loop runs itself, it's tempting to stop having an opinion and take whatever it hands you. Build a loop to think faster, and it's amazing. But if you build the loop so you never think again, that's a trap. Same loop, but different philosophies, opposite results. So here's how to start today, the simple version. 3 steps. Step 1, pick one small, boring job you repeat. For example, cleaning your inbox, checking your website for dead links, whatever. Keep it tiny and low risk. Step 2, write the steps down once in a single file so you never retype them. This is your playbook. Step 3, give it a finish line and a timer. Tell your AI agent how to know it's done and set it to run on a schedule. This is your heartbeat and your check. Do those 3 things and you've built your first loop. Now, if you use Claude Code, here's the pro version, the whole loop in a single command. It's called /goal. You type /goal and then your finish line like this, /goal. All my tests pass and the lint is clean. Remember that the maker and the checker from part 5, /goal builds them both right in. Your main model does the work, and a second, smaller, faster model reads the whole conversation after every turn and asks one thing: is the finish line crossed? Have we achieved the goal? If the answer is no, it sends the work back for another round on its own. If the answer is yes, it stops and tells you it's done. The trick is writing a finish line the checker sees in the logs. Don't say, make it good. Say, done when the tests pass. And add a stop rule, like stop after 15 tries and tell me what's blocking you, so it never runs forever. Set the finish line once and walk away. The loop runs itself. And a second pair of eyes decides when it's truly done. So those are the 6 parts of loop engineering: a heartbeat to start it, separate lanes or work trees so agents don't crash with each other, a playbook so it stops guessing, hands to touch your real tools, aka connectors, a maker and a checker, and a notebook so it never forgets. But build it like someone who plans to stay the engineer, not the person who only pushes play and leaves. Karpathy calls this an autonomy slider. You choose how much the loop runs on its own. Push it up only as far as your checks can catch what breaks. 2 people build the same loop and get completely different outcomes. One can move faster on work they know cold. The other person stops understanding the work altogether. The loop doesn't know the difference. It's you who does. I run loops like these inside my own startup, the one with thousands of paying customers. They're not a demo. They run real work every single day. If you enjoyed this video, hit like, hit subscribe. I'm building one of these loops live in my next live stream, start to finish. See you there.